Murder, shootings, and other violent acts have grabbed a lot of headlines in the corridor in recent years.
In Cedar Rapids alone, 89 reports of shots fired just in 2015. While almost everyone agrees the violence has to stop, some are stepping up and doing something about it. In a story you will see only on CBS 2 News, reporter Dora Miller takes a closer look at the community efforts.
Children are innocent. That's how we picture them. It's how we want to see them. We don't want to believe they could be capable of heinous crimes. But in early September, Cedar Rapids found out a hard truth when Dino found 15-year-old Aaron Richardson on the front steps of his home.
Sitting here watching this kid bleed last night, it's not a joyful thing. It was very painful to see this young man bleeding and throwing up blood.
The teenager later died, and 14-year-old Robert Humbles was arrested as the child suspected of pulling the trigger.
It angers me. Makes me more outraged. Here a 15-year-old child has lost his life. His whole life is ahead of him.
According to police records, Richardson was the youngest victim of the 6 homicides this year.
Well, we certainly have a problem with shots fired, and then this recent incident where 2 very young people, 14 and 15 years old, one unfortunately being killed, and the other one, possibly facing, life in prison, has really become a rallying call for the community.
They say it takes a village. We're trying to raise that village again to make sure that children feel safe.
Dorice Ramsey is the executive director of an after-school program, Jane Boyd Community House. She says they want to be a solid support system for children in the community.
When people feel connected, when people feel a part of a community, when you know who your neighbor is, when you know the name of your neighbor, it's those personal relationships that people have that will really change the fabric of this community.
It takes schools and the police and nonprofit agencies, because what we know is with violence, it's really an eroding of hope. It's people feeling as though they aren't getting the support they need.
At Four Oaks, a children's advocacy program, Anne Gruenewald says they offer that support. But with different community groups sprouting up, there's likely some in your own backyard.
We're not the neighborhood watch. We're not telling you what to do. We're not, peeking out our windows looking for crime. We're looking for ways to just get you involved.
One of the oldest associations in the city belong to what many would call one of the most troublesome areas, Wellington Heights. So far this year, almost 25 shots fired reports. With the help of people who want to see change, this area has seen a decrease in crime.
Our crime is down in 1 year, approximately 25% across the board. That's who I see in this neighborhood, a lot more than shooters and drugs and everything. I see people that want to help. I see people that want to be engaged in the community.
The president of the Wellington Heights Neighborhood Association says they need more people who care about the city to roll up their sleeves and take action. People like Grady Daniels Jr., who lives in Wellington Heights and makes himself part of the solution.
Myself, Wellington Heights Neighborhood Association Committee, the police, we've been trying to put together programs where the youth can get together and find alternatives, to violence.
So when city leaders put together a think tank to combine all the city's anti-violence groups, hope was renewed.
The issues associated with violence, the chief cannot arrest our way out of this problem. We're all in this.
There's a lot of different groups with the same goal. I'm not knocking any of them with the same goal, but all the directions are scattered.
That we really have to do a good job of taking everyone's strengths and putting it into this think tank and figuring out what's going to be the best for our kids, and then what's best for our kids is going to be best for our community.
The goal of peace takes more than one group, more than one approach.
The solution we find is in small, concrete action steps, and it just takes many, many, many of them.
Covering the corridor in Cedar Rapids, Dora Miller, CBS 2 News, 10 at 10.
As far as moving forward, organizers of the think tank say they'll be meeting once a month to brainstorm ideas and compare statistics. They say the key to success is keeping the community involved.